Hello guys, welcome to Module 7. We're getting toward the end of our free How to Become an Elite Health Coach course. And we're going to talk about where to train or what to look for in a school. Now, obviously, we represent the Gut Health School, Holistic Wellness Coaching Academy. If you haven't visited the site, it's hwcacoach.com. Clearly, we're going to be a bit biased, but they all are, right? It's better to be honest than manipulative. But I will be honest with you, there may be other schools that will fit you more. Different schools have their different thing. And if it suits who you are and what you're looking for more, then I'd rather have you go to that school or proceed with that training than come anywhere near, than do our training and be unfulfilled with it. So it's a win-win. By doing this. So I will be honest with you about that. So every school kind of has their thing. So maybe you've gone to another school, maybe you're already a certified coach, or you're in the wellness arena, maybe you're thinking about it. I advise you to do your research, pricing, ask them a few questions. You'll see some more stuff in the ebook that'll elaborate on this a little bit, but every school kind of has their own thing, and we talk about this a lot. So you'll see schools that are really big on nutrition, dietary theory. You'll see some schools that are more, they have maybe more of a spiritual approach, and some schools have more of sports medicine. Maybe they're more masculine, and the ones that are more feminine, even, it is true. And you'll see schools that are more life coach oriented, all kinds of stuff, and some that are maybe a little more basics, like, I don't want to say food pyramid-ish, but like Whole Foods and a little bit more of just nutrition on a more basic level. So you're going to see different things, and there's going to be a different community that accompanies them. Some training programs will just put the training out there and then be done. Most of them will offer a community. And that is why there's two reasons why it's really important to find your school. And that is because, one, the training that you get, you want it to match what you were after and what you were trying to cultivate in your business, and so that you can get the best skills available. And two, you want to vibe with the community. You want to be able to be a part of that community and just feel like you really belong there. So it's really important to look for that. So I strongly encourage you to look around at different schools. Now I get to tell you about this school and why we're really cool, and why we have a lot of people that do choose to come here, and why we're growing from a very grassroots place with high passion into what we are now. And no, this isn't the last module, so don't check out yet, because we are going to talk about how our coaches have utilized their training, and we're going to talk about setting your vision and designing your vision in the module following the next one. So don't check out just yet, but I will tell you a little bit about HWCA if you don't already know. And our thing is training successful coaches. So if you can't tell, all this right now is meant to get in your head and to set you up, whether you ever train with us or not, because it is a waste and a disservice to the world for that passion that you have and all those skills that you have to not come into fruition, to not be given to people because you don't really know how to reach your audience, or you've lost your confidence, or whatever, right? It's a shame. And we don't want to see that. So our number one goal is really to train successful coaches. So when we first started, we started as just a gut health training course. We started based on my fun little book, Buddha Belly, and we got picked up by another school, and we taught them gut health, and they were using us to teach them their coaches. And after a while, we did find that our vision was not in alignment, that they had just more of a, let's say, monetary, money-driven intention to sell to students. And we had more of an intention to see our students make something of this, and to see them walk away with more than just a certificate, to actually see them execute the business and develop the dreams. I know I personally did, because I saw myself do that. I saw myself, as a stay-at-home mom at the time. I wrote that book with my baby in the car seat, and the only nap he would take, I think he was a few months old, and I would drive him around till he fell asleep, and I would pull out and I'd write that book, because I had to just I needed something for me. I needed to put that passion out there. I had no idea where it was going to go, and for where it is now, it's like I've never been so grateful. And because once you see something like that, for most people, it's a natural desire to want to give that to someone else. That's usually why you get into coaching, right? Because you have seen the power of lifestyle change, or whatever that you've gone through. You've seen yourself find hope. You've seen yourself achieve things. You know what it feels like. So when you see people suffering, or you see them stuck right here when they want to be here, and you know what it's like to get here now. You can see it. It's not just a faith-based belief now. It is actually something you can see because you've experienced it. And it's something that you want to help other people do. So that was the intention behind our school. So while we started as just a gut health course, we evolved into the stress and mindset strategy coaching piece, where we call what we call a life coach first approach, because especially with gut health, it can be so tricky, and some of the protocols and can be very restrictive. And while it's nice to like baby step people, and that's always an option, usually people are dealing with real issues like gut health and food intolerances. There is no baby approach to that. If they have a gluten intolerance, it can stay in their system for 6 months. There is no a little bit here and there moderation. Everything in moderation is not applicable to the gut. Sorry to break it to everybody. So it is our job. How do we get people, especially if they're really new to something, to sometimes go through, what is going to be a pretty dramatic change? That's where the mindset piece comes in, because the life coach first piece comes in, because where they are starting is what we do. Our behaviors are so deeply rooted in our subconscious and in emotional ties to things and habits, that's really where it's at. It's not just that we crave pizza and ice cream all the time. I mean, we think we do, but there's so much more to it than that. So when you're taking that stuff away from people, essentially, or when they feel like that, they're going to feel very deprived. It can feel very depressing. So it's your job to put what we call a life coach first effort into that. So I always use this example because it's the best thing that I can think of right now. But you'll see, let's say a woman getting ready for her wedding day, right? And her wedding is in the next year, and she gets in the best shape of her life, the best shape she's been in for a decade, right? Is it because she just now figured out how to do it? Is it because she just now got the tools and the education on how to eat better or work out or whatnot? Doubtful. I highly doubt that is why. Why did it take her 10 years to do this? Because she latched on to something more than the thing that was restriction. She latched on to the wedding, the excitement about the wedding, and the life, the vision she set that she wanted to work for, held more significance and excitement even than a thinner body or a healthier physical body and physical self, right? That thing held more significance. So the rest became a detail. Eating healthier and everything just became this thing, this accessory essentially to this main thing that had her attention. And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to get people's head to a place where this is what they're thinking about, because this is so important. And this is just what we do to get there, right? I always say I'm training for stage. I'm training for speaking. Like when I get on stage and talk in front of people, and I love that part. And I love motivating people and all that. So like I eat for that, like an athlete would do. I work out for that. Because I have so much passion here. As much as I would love to be motivated by abs, it just isn't enough. It just isn't enough. There's times where brownies will outweigh abs, okay? And so, but they won't outweigh that life vision, that being places with my kids, that doing the things I'm really, really passionate about, it won't outweigh that. That is, in and of itself, the most important thing for me. And so we build our way up from that. So that life coach first approach is really, that's why we teach our coaches to do that. And they have so much more success with clients. Where we really, really drive it home is essentially in what we're doing right now, and what we do with each of our coaches, where we dissect the business aspect, the execution piece, and not just business in a boring way, but business in a functional way, in an empowering way, in a skill set way. We have mastermind meetings every single month. If they can't make them, we record them and all the students watch them. But we talk about their business in those masterminds, whether they're just starting a business, whether they have like a side product business, whether they are just training, whether they're long graduated and they just keep coming back to the drawing board. Like I said, there's no way to fail if you keep coming back to the drawing board and reevaluating, and you keep progressing further. So we go over things like setting them up for success by defining their niche, teaching them how to reach an ideal client, teaching them skills to kind of build rapport with a customer base and develop and run leads and stuff before they even start. And at the very end, we do their final project, which is another vision setting call, which is then the execution of that business, right? So it's how are we going to or we pitch and catch. It's never about us telling anybody what to do. It's always about them deciding what to do, but we play pitch and catch. So we throw ideas out there. And I've been doing this a while, so I got some good ideas that I tend to throw out there, and they can take them or leave them. I don't know. I enjoy it either way. And so far I think they do too. So it's always good. But that's what we do at the end of that, is so that we can kind of be with you as you put that first foot out there. And even if you're already a certified coach, especially if you already have a business, we say, hey, what's the vision? What's the next level? Where do you ultimately want to be? If you want to be just where you are right now with no changes, you wouldn't be here. I can promise you that you wouldn't be here. So there's obviously another goal level that you want to work for. Let's get there. And so that's how we leave off. And then we have the vision business design course for coaches, the coaching course. So what that is it's really the machine, what we call the machine of your business. So it's kind of getting you set up with developing a whole machine. Every business should have a machine. Most people do not understand this. A lot of business owners do not understand this. The importance of lead generation systems and all these things that go into place to keep people coming in. It's kind of the robotic monotony of your business that can be done in a very short window of time on a repetitious basis consistently, that will always generate clients and always generate effects for you. And so then you can come back and you can reevaluate that, because otherwise we kind of just sit back and we put it out there into the universe and we sort of just wait for it to come back our way. And that's not how business works. That's not how successful business works. Then we're like, oh, there's some good energy in the world this month, but little did you know, it's because you executed certain things. And if we would just map out what those things are and set a little bit of time even just to execute them consistently on a consistent basis, you would consistently see growth. And where you feel hiccups, where you feel that you're not getting past a certain point, you can come to that piece of the machine. You can try tweaking it a little bit and then see what happens. And that's how you evolve. That's where you see the change happen. So that piece that we do with the students is the business, the real business strategy piece in that vision course. And most programs do not offer that. They'll teach some basics of business, maybe a little website here and there, working with clients one-on-one. But it's not, it's not their job, honestly, to teach you business. Most people will have to go get certified somewhere and then go somewhere where they feel they can trust people to give them adequate business coaching. But that's right here. We are the way we are because what's our one intention, our biggest intention? Training successful coaches, or at least giving them the tools. Because here's the thing. Just like I told you guys, I am not going to drag anyone across the finish line. I don't have the time to do that. I have 6 kids I have to drag across multiple finish lines to get them to, pick up the room and then etc. So it is my job to educate and empower. So if when my coaches show up, when the students show up, I show up, we all show up, and then it's on them. It's on them to use that or not. But being able to give that is so cool. And that is what we're built on. That is where my personal passion comes from. And that is where I see myself working mainly for eons and eons and eons. So you always find me there. The monthly mastermind meetings and on those vision calls. So picking your school, there's a difference between nutrition versus holistic wellness versus business execution. Those are different kind of levels. But nutrition is nutrition. Holistic health is the encompassing of mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual wellness, right? All of it. And then obviously the execution piece. So, and you don't have to have that. Maybe you've got excellent business skills, you feel really confident and all that, and that's just overkill for you. We do offer 3 different levels. We offer our gut specialist course. All of them come with the business piece, just so you know. But the gut specialist is a great add-on for people who are already trained coaches. Then we have the level 2, which is a dual certification. It's a gut specialist and holistic health coach. And that has more of the coaching part in that, and that, some of the basic nutrition into gut health. And then we have the triple certification, which is those 2 and combines the stress strategy and mindset coaching, which is an excellent course right there. So 3 different certifications in that one. So we offer different levels for different people and what they need. But the best way to figure some of that out is to book a call and just your initial kind of vision call, inquiry call, and chat about what may be right for you, what you're thinking, and etc. We're priced really fair, actually. So everything is an investment. Anything that is free is probably not going to give you much. If you're not willing to invest, how do you ever expect anyone to invest in you? That's one of the most important things I've learned. I'm an investor, but you have to invest intelligently. You can waste your money on stuff that isn't worth it to you, or you can put it intelligently into something that's going to give you value and that you are willing to step up to the plate for. And I advise you to do your research, check out different schools and programs, and figure out what programs bring you what you need and are worth it to you, the community you need, and the fundamentals that you want to bring and that you feel that you need in your business or to be successful, and what are you willing to invest in. That's my advice. So yeah, where to train. If you guys have any questions, like I said, shoot them to the closed group. And thank you for joining this part of the course. Next one, we're going to talk about some of our coaches, and we're going to wrap it up with your vision design. See you in the next module.